where India has recorded its very first death due to the novel coronavirus infections. The patient is said to be a 76-year-old individual who hails from the southern state of Karnataka. He is believed to have contracted the infection during his recent trip to Saudi Arabia. Like most other cases around the world, the man also had some kind of an underlying health condition. He is reported to have suffered from asthma and hypertension. On the 29th of January, the patient had started his Saudi visit. He returned a month later on the 29th of February. And upon his arrival, the man showed no symptoms of the infection and therefore he had not raised any red flags at the screening process at the airport. The patient then landed at the Hyderabad International Airport and then proceeded to his hometown of Kalaburgi in northern Karnataka. Now, 6 days later, he developed some fever and started showing some symptoms of a flu, such as coughing. And 3 days later, when his symptoms aggravated, he was shifted to a private hospital. Here, the patient was declared as a suspected case of COVID-19 infection, and his swab samples were collected on the same day and were then sent to a testing center in Bengaluru. However, before the test results arrived, his family insisted on shifting him to a private hospital in Hyderabad. Now, against the advice from all authorities, the family then transferred him to Hyderabad without even his knowledge. After receiving the treatment at Hyderabad, the man was discharged and was being brought back to Kalaburgi when he reportedly passed away. The state government has said that all his contacts have now been quarantined and his remains will be disposed of as per the central government guidelines. And also, WION's correspondent Nishtita Virendra has sent us this report in terms of what has happened in this very first coronavirus-related death that has been reported. Listen in.
Well, India recorded its first COVID-19 death on the 12th of March after the Karnataka State Health Department confirmed that a 76-year-old man who had passed away on the 10th of March was found to be positive for coronavirus infection. Now, the 76-year-old patient had returned to India after traveling in Saudi Arabia for almost a month. He had returned on the 29th of February via the Hyderabad airport and had reached his hometown Kalaburgi. Now, there 5 to 6 days later, on the 5th of March, he started showing symptoms, but they assumed that these were his age-related symptoms. An OPD doctor treated him for 2 to 3 days before he finally approached the hospital again on the 9th of March as his symptoms had aggravated, which included pneumonia, asthma, as well as high blood pressure. Now, on the 9th of March, his attendees have reportedly insisted that he be shifted to a bigger or a better hospital in Hyderabad, and despite medical advice for him not to be moved out of the isolation ward of the Kalaburgi private hospital, he was taken to Hyderabad. But on his way back from Hyderabad on the 10th of March, the 76-year-old patient has unfortunately passed away. His body was received by the state health department officials at the border of Karnataka on his way back, and it has been disinfected and disposed of as per the Government of India guidelines. Now, this is definitely a wake-up call to the Karnataka State Health Department as well as health departments across the country as to probably private hospitals are still not following the standard operating procedure. This particular patient was symptomatic. He had a travel history to an affected region, as well as was termed as a suspect COVID-19 case, yet he was allowed to travel, while the health department officials claim that this was because of the attendees insisting and not listening to the state health department officials. It certainly sends alarm bells ringing. In Bengaluru, with video journalist Taraka Rampogiri, Nishtita Virendra, WION World is One.